Egg fried rice, sweet and sour chicken Hong Kong style, salt and chilli chicken, sweet and sour pork Hong Kong style, roast duck Chinese style, large pancake roll, small pancake roll, shredded chicken chow mein, beef and black bean sauce, salt and chilli king prawn, prawn balls, chicken balls, kung po prawns, special fried rice, Singapore rice noodle, curry sauce. Bosh!
That's Big John. Big John, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for having me. That sounded a bit funny, that kung po munching.
Kung po prawn munching.
Kung po prawn munching, that's pretty good. Yeah.
What are you up to at the minute, John?
I was just talking outside, waiting to come in. Not really had, for once this week, not had like much going on, but I know if it sounds strange, I've been doing a lot, catching up with things like podcasts and doing other bits and bobs. So I was at the races yesterday, Chelmsford races. So it was sort of doing a few different things this week. But off to Magaluf on Monday. It's over there.
You look like you've already got a bit of a tan. Where have you been?
This is mainly from Cornwall, to be honest with you. I went to Cornwall with my wife and my daughter. He's doing the same again. Went to Cornwall with my wife and my daughter, who's absolutely baking. Went to Ibiza, O Beach, with Charlie Sloth, Wayne Lineker. Weather was cloudy. Then went to Magaluf and the weather was raining. So
nice.
Got Cornwall to thank.
and Vegas in there somewhere as well?
Vegas was before that, yeah, and hopefully going back to Vegas. Got a good relationship with the Plaza Hotel, Las Vegas. Really good people, so I think they're going to ask us back, so fingers crossed. All
the new stuff that's come with your social media fame, like the personal appearances, how's all that been for you, travelling around the country, going to different clubs? It's
brilliant. I'm pretty much a people person anyway. Like, worked all my life buying and selling cheese, and you have to rely on your personality to sell things, and I've never had a problem with that, but I've been grateful. I've been working with Deliveroo, as I say, going to Las Vegas. I'm like doing tie-ups with England Rugby, so a lot of good things are coming off of it. So long may it continue, but you just don't know how long it's going to last for. So just making the most of every minute that I'm doing work, which isn't work, if you know what I mean.
What were you actually doing when you were selling cheese?
Just buy and sell cheese. Done it all my life. Like, left school, done my A-levels, then went to work for a Japanese bank, went into family business with my dad. He passed away 11 years now. And just, it's like wholesale cheese supplies. We used to be a lot bigger. I've got it a bit smaller now, obviously, because I can't do it as much as with what I'm doing, but still keeping it going.
Is that quite a lot of graft and stuff?
Yeah, it's hard work. It's hard work, like lifting 20 kilo cases of cheese all day, up on the van, off the van. But it's what I've done all my life, so you're used to it, and don't get me wrong, what I'm doing now for work is a lot easier than what I used to do. So, but I still like to keep my hand in and do a bit of it, 'cause you never know when you're going to need it back full time.
Yeah, that's interesting. So going from like a hard graft job to something that's maybe like more creative, would you sort of recommend that more creative route for other people?
Listen, we was talking about this earlier on. I've worked in the system all my life, and now I'm dipping my toes in out of the system, and it's a lot better working out of the system. We're just bred in this country to just get up, work, pay your bills. And as I say, I'm just grateful that I'm being able to now pay my bills by doing something a little bit easier. And there are people earning their living doing things a little bit easier. As you say, just be a little bit creative. Just think, can I do something that other people aren't doing? Then you might have a chance to do it that way.
And what was going on for you, John, before everyone knew Big John? Before even, like, for example, Johnny's success in boxing, what was it like for you? What was your childhood like? I mean, I know that you played for Leyton Orient growing up.
Yeah, I had a very nice childhood. My mum and dad, good people. They worked all their life. All they did was, like, their life was centred around their kids. I've got 3 older sisters. We didn't go without. We weren't rich, weren't poor, somewhere in the middle, but we never went without. As I say, I tried hard at school, did quite well. And then, what we said, you just go and work. I played football for Leyton Orient up to the age of 18. I used to box, had 10 amateur fights, but was never good enough to turn professional. Not that I weren't good enough, I didn't love boxing enough. To become a professional boxer, you have to love it. You have to eat, breathe, live it. And I never did. I enjoyed the training, enjoyed the discipline, enjoyed getting in there, but it was never saying, I thought, I want to do that for my career. Football just probably wasn't good enough. Played for Essex, captained my district, played for Leyton Orient again up to the age of 18. About 4 or 5 players I played with all turned pro, had good careers, but I was probably just... I was always big. Even though I wasn't fat then, I was super fit. But footballers, 13 stone heaviest. Like, when I was 15, 16, I was 16, 17 stone. Muscle, but still probably a bit too heavy to play at that elite level. But enjoyed it, had great memories, still got many good friends now, dating back from my football days. So, get into sport And that's what I've done with my kids, get me to sport as early as you can, because it's a good grounding.
What's it like kind of doing all this stuff with your with all your kids and your family? It's all kind of, from the outside anyway, looking at it, looks like you've all got a tight operation running, that you're all pulling the right strings where you need to.
It's brilliant. Listen, you know, I've worked family business all my life, but you work family business with stress, people knocking you, people not paying you, you know, hard work. This is a little bit different. It's just like a fantasy what we're doing, really, to be honest. But we all tie in. Obviously, Johnny's the main one with the boxing. He's the most important. But we've got Henry, he does the social media. But he's become a bit of a diva lately because he knows how good he is at videos. He knows how good he is. And you say, oh, Henry, can you do this? Can you do that? In my time, I'm busy. Wait. For us, say, no, you won't. You'll do it now. But you've got to give him his little moment. And obviously, William Wilbertross, the original one who got on TikTok, and he's getting back in the game a bit now. He's becoming a bit more loose and a bit more freer. So
6'6" as well.
He's 6'7", William.
6'7", yeah.
Yeah, but we need to get him. I think there's like a training thing coming on with Johnny and Sonny Cannon. I think they're getting William involved in that. So we'll see whether he can transform his body. And then obviously we've got Hetty, 15 going on 25. Young girl, you know, it's hard. I've had 3 sons. I've got a daughter. Totally different mindset. You know, whether it's right or wrong, if your boys go out and enjoy yourself. With a girl, you know, your daughter, you're like, where you going, what you doing, who you doing it with.
Yeah.
It's a totally different mindset. And I say sometimes you have to...
And I guess you've got to watch her a bit more, because obviously people are going to know that's Big John's daughter kind of thing.
She's probably took more of the flack, because with the good side of this, you do get a bad side. And she's at school, 15, that age. You know, I'm not saying jealousy, because we've got nothing to be jealous of, but she's doing things and meeting people that kids of her age don't normally do.
I know you guys wouldn't call it jealousy, because you guys are really humble, but I mean, that's what it boils down to.
We're not doing anything in this grand scheme of things to what other people are doing, but just for a 15-year-old girl at school, meeting people, you know, it's just normal for us to meet these people, but, you know, it's like for school kids, oh, you're meeting that boxer, you're meeting that actor, you're meeting that singer, you know, and then people don't like it. And I think she's having the hardest time. We're all right, we're enjoying ourselves, but I think she gets a little bit of the stress, if I'm being honest.
I think a lot of younger people fail to just see the bigger picture with stuff like that. I mean, myself personally, like, I was making TikToks when I was like 17, 16 or something like that, and even I faced loads of backlash from, and it's always the people you know, innit? It's always the people you know that will sit there and they'll say the most to you.
Yeah, I know. Your biggest fan is someone you don't know, and your biggest hate is someone you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's true, you know, but listen, Johnny's got a lot of support. You obviously he's a boxer. Like, when he performs, he had a first round knockout in the last fight because he knocked him out in the first round. Oh, your opponent's rubbish. If Johnny would have took him the points, then Johnny would be rubbish. That's sport. You put up with that, you know, but it's like you can get a lot of hurtful, hateful people as well. You know, you can take negative comments, you can take people with an opinion, because especially with Johnny, he's a professional paid athlete, so people are entitled to have an opinion. But like with me, you get quite a lot of hate as well. You fat this, you're going to die, you're diabetes, you cost the NHS money. That's the one that rails me, because I've paid into the NHS every single week of my life, and I've helped raise thousands of pounds for the NHS. And when someone says, oh, you're causing this, that's the only thing that gets me. I can take negative comments about my weight, because I put myself out there on social media, so people are entitled to comment. And I've been fit. I've been super fit. And I prefer being fat. So
you don't get affected by any negativity you get.
Oh, never. No. Listen, I tell you, I had this conversation today. I get like 5% hateful comments. The rest of it's good. I've got a good following. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. But with the hateful comments, I sometimes showcase them on Instagram or Twitter, because I get a lot of messages each day from overweight people, from depressed people, who say they're so grateful someone's giving a bit back. Do you know what I mean? I don't care if someone calls me a fat whatever, waste your breath on me, that's fine. But other people it really affects. You know, and I think being overweight, there's a lot of overweight people out there. All right, a lot of people are lazy. They do just sit there, stuffing their face. I've done it. But some people are overweight because of illness, tablets they're taking, you know, just pure, their head won't let them get in the right space to exercise. And people seem to target them, and they can target them freely, where you won't be able to do that with other groups of people. So if I'm there at the end of the WhatsApp, you know, the end of the, I can just give someone a little message back, and let them know that we're all in it together.
I think with weight, particularly as a topic, like you have to be so careful when you speak negatively about people, because as you say, there are so many different things that can impact a person's weight. Firstly, that you've got mental health that can take a massive factor, physical health factors that can take a massive factor. And, you know, you do get, particularly in the press, you get a lot of negative coverage about people who are proud of their body and are overweight, and you know, particularly from people like Piers Morgan and stuff. I don't know if you've seen anything that he's really said.
Don't talk to me about Piers Morgan. I know he's a good journalist. I know he's good at what he does, but I can never forgive him for what he's done in the past. And he just likes to rile people. And you know, he's like, you know, no comment.
It's that different side of journalism, I guess. Well, I say journalism, but content creation altogether, isn't it?
Sort of gutter journalism. They're just picking up on things and trying to, you know, as I say, people can have a comment. You can't, if you're overweight and someone says, oh, you're overweight, that's fine. They're making an assumption. You know, people are too, you can't say things anymore. Do you know what I mean, about people? But it seems to me that overweight people can still be spoke about where other people can't.
Yeah.
You know, and as you say, there's other factors. It's not just sitting there, just stuffing your face, you know, not being out of move. I mean, I'm overweight. But I said to you, when I'm working, I'm very active. And I've had tests, I have tests all the time. My heart's fine, cholesterol's fine, everything's fine. It's just, I need to get moving more in doing the right thing. So I've got to educate myself, and hopefully we'll lose a bit of weight. But I'm going to lose weight for me, not for anyone else.
Are you looking to lose weight? Is that
I am. Listen, I can lose weight. I've lost weight. I've lost 4 stone. I've lost 5 stone. But my problem is putting it back on, because I have a lot of socialising. Not an excuse, but if I'm out socialising, like last week I was out socialising every night of the week. Johnny sponsors, like business ideas, business things. People want to meet you. And it's very hard for me, as a man, nearly 50, not to have a pint of beer, not to eat what you want to eat. But you've got to get that willpower, I suppose. You've got to, you know, I know I've got nothing wrong with me now, but if I stay like this for 5 years, I will have. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying being overweight is good, but I'm just saying take the pressure off people. Don't ever go at them so much, and then perhaps they might lose a bit of weight.
Personally, I think the most important thing, you know, with regards to weight and stuff is essentially how you feel in your weight. As long as you're happy with how you feel and look, I think that's kind of the most important thing. But, you know, for you, obviously, you can feel comfortable in your skin, you can feel confident. There are a lot of people out there that don't have that same thing. So what kind of things would you say to them to like be able to feel confident in their skin?
It's hard because social media has highlighted a lot of things, as we know. And some people can't take negative comments. As I said, it don't bother me. If I want to lose weight, I lose weight for myself. Like, I want to be able to do my jeans up. I want to be able to tie my laces up without thinking, oh my God, this is hard, you know? But if you're out there and you're overweight and people are giving you grief, you just got to try and ignore them as best you can. As you say, get your mind right. You be happy with how you feel. I mean, I don't care less how I look, but it's how I feel. You know, I do want to feel a little bit healthier. I do want to be able to walk a little bit further, you know? But all I'd say to people, if they're getting abuse, just have someone to talk to. There's always someone to talk to. There's always someone there to help.
And I think as well, like for weight loss, I mean, I know people that have done amazing things with weight loss, and it seems like one of the most effective methods of losing weight just seems to be walking as well.
That's always worked with me. Whenever I've lost a lot of weight before, it's walking. I've got 4 dogs. Again,
just to interrupt you, he said he's been hogging the microphone, so he wants to come in and have a go now as well.
Great, all right, I've been kicked off.
Well, I've been hogging the microphone.
He wants to get
But in answer to that, before he really gets kicked off, walking is the key for me.
Yeah.
When you're overweight, I can't run. Swimming and walking, that is the key. And when I get in a routine, you feel better. And while you're walking, you're not eating. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Well, anyways, before I get kicked off, it was really good to meet you and speak to you. And I also
I
think...
can't believe you've been kicked off.
I know, it's gutting. But
It's grey hair. Like,
it's the hairline. It's not good enough, apparently. But also, I think it's really good what you're doing for the body positivity side of things. And I think it's great. And I think it's great that you're able to be a happy, confident and bubbly person. Because from my experience on social media, there's so much negativity. And even though it's washed out a lot by positivity... You know, being a creator yourself, you see those negative comments and it shows your strength of character.
I'm not saying being overweight is good. I'm not. You've got to get as healthy as you can, and I say that to anybody. But being overweight and being abused for it is worse.
Yeah.
Because then it makes people depressed.
Yeah.
And then when you're depressed, you don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Get a good, positive mindset. Just do a little bit, even if you lose a bit of weight, you know?
What are your thoughts, John, on fat shaming?
Fat shaming.
In order for someone to lose weight, what are your thoughts on like fat shaming?
But like, I don't think people should fat shame. You know what I mean? Obviously, It's got to come from you. Like I have it all the time. My wife says, "Oh, you got to lose a bit of weight." My mum, "You got to lose a bit of weight." People around you, they do tell me I've got to lose a bit of weight, but then sometimes, like me, "Oh, leave off. I'm enjoying myself. Leave off." But I know they're saying it for the right reasons. But you don't want people to go online and say, "You fat this, you fat that. You're gonna die. You're gonna."
Yeah.
That just makes people's minds worse.
And I think people forget that at the end of the day,
Encouragement is the key.
and you've got a phone, you can see the comments, and people think that it hides, but it really doesn't, and it does show out. And I think that people need to be considerate.
Can I
in
tell you
what
though,
they
the comments,
comment,
like the hateful, hurtful comments I get are from 0 followers, 2 followers, faceless accounts.
Yeah.
I've got a rule on social media. I won't put anything on there unless I'd say it to your face. You have a comment, have an opinion. You know, we're not here. We're not wishy-washy. We're not going to cry, but don't be hurtful and hateful and hide behind a faceless account.
Well, I'll leave you on a quick quote from
been
Oscar
chucked
Wilde.
off.
I'll leave you on a quick quote from
Yeah.
Oscar Wilde. Give someone a mask and they'll show you your true face.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
word.
Yeah,
and that's exactly
it's
it.
so true. So
Yeah.
true.
Anyway, John,
Thank
I'll
you
leave
very
you
much,
to
sir.
John, we've got to ask you about that Vegas trip. And I mean, Plaza Vegas, getting flown out there, you and your wife, food, drinks, partying. Talk to us about that.
I was shocked. I was sitting at home one night, late at night, and I had a message come through. Plaza Hotel, Las Vegas. We'd like to bring you out, John. We love what you're doing, love your content, and you all think they're wind up. Do you know what I mean? Because like I'm just a normal bloke, and it's this hotel in Las Vegas, and I absolutely love Las Vegas. And I've got to admit, and I said this to the people at the Plaza Hotel, Las Vegas. They're downtown Las Vegas. We always stay at the Strip, the Wynn Hotel. And it come through and I thought, oh, I'm not really a lover of downtown. This is the truth. I said, but how can we turn it down? You know, so I went back to them, I said, yeah, I'd love to come. They said, we want you to come for 5 nights. I said, look, can I be cheeky? Can I ask my wife to come? No problem. They give us our flights, put us in a suite in the hotel. And trust me, the food places in the Plaza Hotel, Oscar's Steakhouse, we met Oscar Goodman, mob attorney to, have you seen Casino, the film? Joe Pesci's character, he was his attorney for 20 odd years, got him off for so many murders, and he was mayor of Las Vegas for 12 or 13 years, I believe, and his wife is the current mayor of Las Vegas. We had a meal with him, meal with his wife, a meal with like owners of American football teams. So surreal. The food was the best steak I've ever had. Oscar's Steak, that's Las Vegas. Trust me, I won't tell lies where food's concerned. It was unreal. And we was there, did what we had to do, become friends with them, lovely people. And we went to the Strip. And when we was at the Strip, we couldn't wait to get back to downtown. And whenever I go to Las Vegas now, I will stay at the Plaza Hotel Las Vegas because I feel really at home there. And downtown Fremont Street, I've got a new sense of what's happening in Las Vegas, and it's happening there. Trust me. And they've just opened a new bar up, the Carousel Bar in Las Vegas at the Plaza Las Vegas, and I can't wait to go out there and see it.
Fantastic. And what was it that they actually wanted you to do for them? Was it just to film yourself eating the food?
Filming the food, yeah, because obviously I'm known for my food. And I can't lie. I can't lie where food's concerned. Even if someone's paying me, I have to be truthful. And every place we ate in there, I think we had like the farm food place, which was unbelievable. The Oscar Steakhouse. We had the Mexican. You know, it was just unbelievable. Unbelievable food for a hotel. But what made it special was the people, the staff, everyone in the hotel. And we're sort of not costing us a penny to go out there. And you're being treated like a king. It's unbelievable. It'll always stay with me for the rest of my life. And my wife. We had such a great time.
We'll have to try hit them up.
Yeah, we'll have to try.
Trust me, they've said as well, they're giving me a code for any Bosch soldiers, so I'm going to put it all on my socials, give us a code if people want to go to the hotel, going to give them like money off the rooms, money off the food, so it's going to be worth. They want me to bring us all over there.
Promote that.
Right.
So, and if Johnny ever boxes in Las Vegas, we know where we're going to stay.
You got some more seats on that plane?
Yeah, no, there'll be. I can't wait for the box in Las Vegas. We keep saying, yeah, it's going to happen, it's going to happen,
Yeah.
it's going to happen. So we've got to make it. I was invited by some people out there, and Jonathan, the owner of the hotel, like the CEO of the hotel, to the Win Encore Beach Club. David Guetta, special guest with David Guetta.
You're a special guest?
I was as close as you are to David Guetta, right?
That's nuts.
And we was going to have drinks with him after he set, but we had another meal booked in Oscar's Steakhouse, and I didn't want to.
Don't want to miss the food.
I didn't want to let that down. Do you know what I mean? I'm a man of my word.
Yeah.
And like it was David Guetta, we said hello. It was great to see him, terrific, talented. But we was there, and it was just, we was in a bungalow, private pool, unbelievable. Like me and my wife, just wow. You know, it's just crazy.
Was the food worth it?
Yeah, food's always worth it, you know. Food's always worth it. But as I say, for me, I can't enjoy anything as well if you don't get on with the people. I've done things, you get paid, and not always getting paid for things is good because you have to sit with people you don't really want to sit with. This was, didn't know what to expect. 5 nights thinking it could go one of either way. But terrific people. I mean, Jonathan's coming over he's actually from England. He's been in America 30 odd years. He's coming over to London in July and we're going to go and meet him. So,
excellent.
Yeah, become really good friends.
I know last time we met, we talked kind of broadly about this, but what do you think about the state of the UK right now?
I think the UK has been let down by its politicians, people at the top. I was talking again about this earlier today. There's no political party out there for me. Like, let's just say Brits, we call us all as one as Brits, hard-working Brits. What is the party there for you? You know, the Conservatives now, everything's going up, they're taxing you to the hilt. Labour don't really want to help, in my opinion, hard-working people. There's not a political party out there for us. And it's a worry, in my opinion. And, you know, I just think, I don't know, in a way, I'm quite glad that I'm 50 and I won't have to see it for another 50 years. But I worry because I've got kids and hopefully they'll have grandkids. You know, I worry about what country we're bringing them into now.
Your plans for the rest of the summer, John? What are you up to?
I'm really like September, October, rammed because of obviously freshers and everything. I've got a couple of like spare sort of weeks in August. Obviously a bit going on in August, but I like nothing better than getting a car, drive to France. Like stay in the middle of France and drive down to the south.
Whereabouts in France you go?
We stay at the Jura region, on the Swiss border, Don Blanc.
Okay.
And then we go down to Cannes or the Luberon in Provence. Just love it. You can plot up there, don't get me wrong, I love this country. We went to Cornwall. But you go to France, it's so much cheaper. You get a house, all for all 6 of us, for a week with its own pool, massive barbecue, for like £800-900. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy, and I do like it. I just like the sense of getting in a car all together. And when you have that holiday as a family, you spend more time together because you book a restaurant, you go and eat in the restaurant, you have a barbecue, you're all there. I just love it. I just love the sense of getting in the car and a bit of escapism.
Yeah. So France over Ibiza.
Yeah, all day long.
All day long.
Yeah, I love France. I love going. I mean, I know like you got this thing. Oh, we're English. You hate the French. I love it. I love going to France. You know, and people look at me and go, "Oh, he's a Brexit bloke. He's this, he's that." I love nothing better than going on the continent and sampling all the French, Belgian, German, Dutch. I love it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I think
the wines, that or the late
the food,
the
food. I just love it. You know, we got to Bruges, and it's only an hour from Calais. And I'm even thinking about going there in like a couple of days' time. Just hop over there for a night. And I think getting your car, escape, it's wonderful.
You have that opportunity to voice your opinion and kind of not really care too much.
I don't think you can. I don't think anyone can voice their real opinions because your real opinions now get portrayed for something they're not. You know, people might look at me and they think, oh, he's a big white bloke, he's this, he's that, he's from Essex, oh, he's this. But like, my motto in life is, treat people how you want to be treated yourself. And I'll get on with anybody, absolutely anybody. But as you say, it's when things get rammed down your throat and when you're not allowed to say what you want, it creates problems. Yeah. It does, it really does. And that's when you build up an undercurrent of hatred. Do you know what I mean? But I literally will get on with anyone and take anyone on face value. If you're nice to me, I'll be nice back to you.
Did you see the video of the MPs partying during lockdown? And they were laughing about not exposing the video, which showed them all bending the rules.
People that bent the rules were prosecuted, were dealt with. You know, we all adhere to the rules as much as we can, but you got to realise, them when they're partying there, there's people that couldn't see loved ones when they were dying. There's elderly people just sat in their own house, couldn't see anybody. Soul destroying. There's people whose businesses went under, and they're laughing about it and having a party when everyone else is suffering. You know, I just think people say, oh, it's only Diane having a party. It's not about that. It's about you see the video of the person in a funeral and she couldn't have her son sit next to her while she was burying her husband. Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
It's pretty shocking that there weren't any like leeways for that kind of thing as well, like put in place.
Listen, when, like, I never denied COVID, but when it happened and all this, I thought, there's something not right here. And no one was saying what I was thinking. You know, no one on the questions was saying, well, what about if we do this? Everyone just towed the same line. And when everyone toes the same line, you know they're told to toe the same line. And as someone, I'm not educated, But someone who's like been worldly, been out in the world, I'm just thinking, how can they just shut the economy down? How can they just tell people? I mean, we used to go out selling meat. We was working 18, 19 hours a day, me and Johnny. Not for profit, just to turn money round purely. And even when you wanted to go to the toilet, you pulled up at a petrol gauge, you couldn't even use a toilet. You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't do anything. And these bastards were just like taking the mickey. Hancock, you can't do this, don't see your nan. And then he's shagging someone else's missus. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
And then
bad.
he like his decision on the care homes cost so many lives. And he's gone and I'm a celebrity and people are cheering him and voting for him. I don't get it. That's what I don't get about this country. Someone like him should be in prison.
I know we spoke about this kind of broadly last time about the government, the media, everything. I mean, when we had the casual chat in Norwich.
We're not a free country.
No.
People like you got Russia and Ukraine and people say, oh, the Russians are told what to do. We are not free in this country. We toe the line. We're told what to do. We're told what to believe. And as soon as you stand up against that, you're shut down. We're not free. And you've got to realise that. If you don't, then there's something wrong with you. We are not a free country.
One thing I did find quite remarkable was how little media coverage Philip Schofield received around everything that he had going on. And it's almost like it was shut out of the media 2 days after it happened.
Philip Schofield, there's two ways of looking at it. You know, has he committed a crime? If he has, be prosecuted, serve your time. But if he hasn't, then why? I don't get it. You just don't know what to believe anymore. You know, we're all told, oh, he's been doing this, he's groomed a young boy, he's had underage sex, but has he? And put him in a court of law, let's see if he has. Do you know what I mean? You just don't know what to believe because the media, and before you know it, I mean, I'm not defending Philip Schofield, I'm not attacking him, but everyone thinks he's guilty.
Yeah.
Because of what they've heard in the media before it. He might not be. Chances are he probably is, looks like he is, but we don't know.
Acts like it.
Yeah.
Sucking his vape.
You just listen. That's the old boys act as well. He's got like his partner, whatever. He's got him a job in there. There's other people more deserving of that job, but again, it's not what you know, so you know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's this country to a T.
Out of everyone you've met, obviously you've met a range of people over the last couple of years. Who's been like the most kind of, who have you been most starstruck by?
Tyson Fury, when you meet him, he's such a nice man. He's had a lot of time for Johnny, and he's a genuine normal man, you know, and wish him every success, what he's been through with the mental health. You know, he's beat Deontay Wilder 3 times, in my opinion. He beat Klitschko in Germany, and he's just a normal bloke, bringing up his family. Gets a lot of bad press at the moment, but I don't think a lot of that's his fault, but it's just falling on him. As we say about the media, likes to build you up, then pull you down. Tyson Fury, the England rugby boys, met Eddie Skinge, like Freddie Stewart, top people, and you know, for me and Johnny to meet them sort of blokes on the level is unbelievable.
Tyson Fury he looks like he's taken to you quite well. I always see him posting your stuff, reposting your stuff on his Instagram. So you guys have a good relationship when you meet?
Yeah, we met a couple of times. He's always good. I met his dad, and Tyson obviously sometimes messages me on socials as well. So it's just, you know, you're talking about Tyson Fury, and he's messaging me. You know what I mean? And it's just surreal. But listen, I respect what he's done in the ring. You know, and I think if anyone don't respect what he's done, then they obviously don't know their boxing. You know, but we're just enjoying the journey, meeting new people. I've even got a Q&A tour coming up, and I don't know how that's going to go because when I do nightclub appearances, people are there for the nightclub as well as you. Now Q&A tour, people are just turning up for me. And Stargaze Entertainment, they said, look, do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? I said, yeah, well, I'll do it. I'll give it a go. And a few of the places are in like hot spots where we know Johnny's fans are, big fans. And hopefully the boys will be with me on like most of them. But we're going to Dublin, we're going to Glasgow, we're going to Belfast, we're going to Cardiff. So we're spreading it around. And for me, although it's good for me, I'm earning money, as I said, you're doing other things. But for me, the most important thing is helping Johnny. He's the one that gets in that ring. He's the one every day trains his heart out. Boxing's a tough sport. So if I can help him in any way I can, it's all good.
No, you're clearly doing a good job of that.
Yeah, well, the Bull Army, it's getting bigger and bigger all the time. And I don't know if you see the last fight at Wembley when they come off the train at Elizabeth Line, it's just like hundreds of black shirts, all the T-shirts on, all going up the escalator. It was amazing to see.
We'll be there for the next one, for sure.
Amazing to see.
Where do you see Johnny's boxing going? Do you see him getting a world title?
You know, obviously he's a boxer. He said, yeah, I can win a world title. Well, you've got to be realistic. You've got to stay injury-free. You've got to be matched right because you can't get to the top if you're matched too quick or too slow. It's got to be the right speed. Hopefully next fight will be for a title, Southern area or youth international title. We've already said that. We're just waiting on a date. And then once you get one of them titles, you can go English and then British. I can see Johnny contesting for a British title because he's got immense power, you know, and people think, oh, he's knocking out people, but he's knocking out people a lot easier than what other people have done. Or he's knocking out people that other people haven't knocked out. He has got, one thing he's got is a lot of strength. So you need boxing skill as well to get to them next levels. And he's working on that all the time. He's working hard in the gym. So hopefully, if you reach British title, who knows? You go from there, you see where it is. But me as a dad, I've told him, you get in, you get out. Faculty's all about you. And that's it. You don't hang about too long. You don't stay like a lot of boxers, taking beatings. I don't want to see that. He's too clever. He's got a history degree. He can do other things.
Have you wanted him to go into anything else after boxing, or?
So I said, like, we're obviously in the social medias and that, you know, we've got the Big John Chinese sit down. Who knows where it can take you after that? You build up a little bit of a following and then you can take you other places. But he's a clever young man, so, you know, he's not going to be... And in boxing, a lot of boxers get abused by managers, by promoters. He's not going to be abused by anyone. Do you know what I mean? He's too clever for that. We're too tight-knit as a family for that. As soon as you see that happening, you get out. Yeah, you get out. Or you do your own route. You do what you want to do.
Did you ever put the gloves back on? Let's say Misfits came back to you, 100 grand for a 3-rounder.
I could do with the 100 grand. I'm not saying I couldn't, but I wouldn't, because I haven't got anything wrong with people doing it that train and dedicate themselves, but I wouldn't disrespect boxing by doing that. I wouldn't do it, because there's boxers out there that train hard every day, get pittance. And I think it's wrong for someone to get in there, get that sort of money that don't deserve it.
But is that a little bit about part of being a boxer or being an athlete in this day and age, well, especially a boxer, that you've got to build your own personal brand alongside your training?
I see both sides of it, because boxing is an entertainment business as well as a sport. So you need to have a following. You can be the best boxer in the world, but if no one wants to see you fight, you're not going to earn money. So I haven't got a problem with people that have got followings and they do it. But, I mean, they're the two big blokes, hyper-nourished, we call them. You remember they had a fight a couple of weeks ago? Like, fatter than me, bigger than me. As I say, good luck to them. But you could tell none of them have even sparred. None have even trained. And they're in there in a boxing match. It's wrong. You should have to have a test, or at least show that you can do it before you get in there and do it.
I feel like that might have been a conversation that you've had at the Fisher household, because Johnny dropped the same. He wasn't happy about that fight. No, to be fair.
Listen, as I said, I haven't got a problem with anyone doing it, but you've got to show respect to the sport.
Yeah.
And I think boxing as well can learn from the Misfits, because their arenas are all full. You know, when Johnny fights, thankfully it's busy because he's got a following. But you go to a lot of shows, they're empty. So boxing's got to think, well, why? You know, as well, you've got to learn from it.
Do you reckon that Tyson Fury's the #1 heavyweight in the world?
Oh, all day long.
And he beats Usyk?
Oh, yeah, totally.
By way of?
I think he'll stop him. I think he'll just smother him. You know, not taking anything away from Usyk, but a good big one will always beat a good little one.
The fights to make at the top of the heavyweight division, there seems to be a problem. But I mean, in some of the other divisions, now there seems to be more of everyone just wants to make the most money. So let's get the fights on, like Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, Lomachenko, Devin.
That's fine, but everyone wants to see the heavyweights.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean? Everyone wants to watch
heavyweights. The wolf, any other division.
Yeah.
But you want to see the top fights. You know, imagine if Fury fights Usyk, then fights AJ. It'd be huge.
I think there's something about talks going on in Saudi at the end of the year. Is there like a big heavyweight competition going on?
This is a good thing and a bad thing, because it's in Saudi Arabia, so that means he's taking it away from us. Won't be able to go and see it.
Saudi are taking everything at the moment.
But obviously there's the money, so the top guys will fight it. But then sometimes there's too much money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, like for us, if you say, oh, you're getting 10 million, but they'd be getting 30 and 40 million.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But if you was given 10 million more, you would never work again.
Yeah.
But obviously they want to get as much as what they can, and they want to get as much as what they think they're worth. So it's too much politics, too much money. Like what's happened to football, in my opinion. Too much money sort of ruined it.
Yeah.
And the same could be happening now with boxing. Money is the root of all evil, as they say. That's why I'm all right, because I ain't got any.
I don't know about the PAs you've been doing. You must be racking up a little bit or something.
Yeah, they're hard work, and you still got to pay your bills. You know what I mean? You have to get there. You have to get accommodation. You have to. It's just work at the end of the day, and you still got your bills to pay. And as we know, everyone's bills have gone up. Mortgages, electric, gas, rates, everything, fuel. You know, so I'm no different to anyone else.
Money is the root of all evil. I think we can end it on that.
No context sport Bosch.
Could we get a range of Bosches first?
A range of Bosches, right. Do you want me to say where they're from or just reel them off?
I think to reel them off, I reckon.
Right, Il Bosch, El Bosch, Z Bosch, Yamas Bosch, Ye Bosch, Muck Bosch, Boyle Bosch, O Bosch, Strudel Bosch, Vander Bosch, Fritz Bosch, Ski Bosch, Bosch. Okay.
God, perfect. Thank you very
Lovely.
much.
Thank you very
That's
much.
us.
Thanks for having us, chaps.
Next time on No Context Sport.
And these are floaties, but they don't really float.
Are they real?
They are they? Do you think they're real?
I don't know. They're just looking at me. I can't.
Louis Vuitton umbrella when I walk through the rain in the kitchen whipping chicken kind of bread like kinds good. Got a Mexican looking like Johnny Dine.